Africa. Mr. Lamba, good to see you.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, could you please introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Yes, I'm Mandla Lamba. I am the CEO and founder of Agilitee, which is the first electric vehicle, artificial intelligence, and green revolution company in Africa, which is the first also
Mhm.
black owned in the world.
Amazing, amazing. What informed your journey into this? Because this is pretty interesting, considering EVs are normally coming from the other parts of the world. What informed your entry into an industry that is not so famous in Africa? I mean, it's very easy for an African to go and get a petrol or diesel powered vehicle, but you are looking into an opportunity into the future. What informed your involvement in this?
To be honest with you, Branji, I I I think the problems that we have in Africa have not met the kind of solutions they deserve because we come from an Africa that is now post colonial, and most of the leaders is people who are struggle people. They fought for the freedom of the continent. Um, that's the strides they have on them, but we have not seen a new breed of leaders who are
Mhm.
saying now that we've been freed, how do we now fix the environment? How do we bring solutions to the continent that will be able to economically liberate Africa? That's
Mhm.
where I saw a gap, that this is where we should come in.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. And so you are making inroads in East Africa. Tell us about that. What are the plans you have for us in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda?
Crazy, crazy. We partnered before we closed the year last year with a company in Kenya called Redmark Consultants, that
Okay.
is founded and led by a gentleman called Frederick Muteti, working with his team there, Elizabeth Nasaka and them likes. We partnered there, and then we decided we had already formed our company in Kenya in 2021. So as we were planning to come to Kenya, so we decided to now finally come to Kenya. So we partnered with them. They own 30% of our business in Kenya through Redmark Consultants, and then we own the other remainder. However, this now is bringing us into the market, not just as a company that's bringing in products and solutions, but as one that is going to create employment for the Kenyans.
And so how much investment has been put into it to expand it to Kenya?
We are actually working on a big plant as we speak right now that's going to be imported. Imported into the country of Kenya
Okay.
from South Africa. So what we have started to do first, before I get to this, we are opening a store, the first dealership of Agilitee in Kenya on the 21st of this coming month of February.
Mhm.
This is also coupled by a launch of Agilitee in Kenya at a conference center there in Kenya, which we
Mhm.
will make public in due course,
Mhm.
where we are introducing the company to the Kenyan and the East African market. The targeted budget that we plan to spend in the development of the East African infrastructure, production, manufacturing in Kenya, we're looking at least not less than $250 million over the next coming 18 months.
Amazing. It's quite some investment portfolio there. But even as you do that as part of your environmental, social, and governance role as a company, you are driving the women empowerment agenda as Agilitee. Tell to us about that. What is it looking like? What is the composition of your staff, of your board, and all that kind of stuff?
Crazy, crazy. Again, you will not believe this. We have about 70% of our leadership is
Mhm.
women,
Okay.
30% is females.
Mm.
And we have started rolling out our franchises under a flagship known as Agility Express,
Okay.
which is a dealership that sells electric scooters and also rents them out. We
Mm.
started in opening the first one in Zimbabwe, in Harare, in 2021. And then 2022, we opened this in December. We opened in on the 1st of December in
Okay.
Cape Town, South Africa. And then we also opened another one in Fourways Mall Johannesburg on the 16th of December. As I'm talking to you now, I'm preparing for a flight to Durban. We're opening another one in Durban in a place called Umhlanga in South Africa. So what would shock you, Branji, is that all these are franchise stores which are owned by females. So what we've done is that the setups we are doing, we're putting women first in order to own our businesses, the franchises to partner with us.
Amazing. And talking about franchises, you had mentioned earlier on that Agility Express will be launching every month from January. Is that the plan? And should Kenyans expect it? And what would be the plan like for the Kenyan franchises who would want to also store some of your goods?
This is the beautiful part of it. What we do it different because you see, when you're an African company, you are not coming from outside Africa. You understand the ills of our society. You understand the needs of our people. You understand the problems our people face because you're part of the people. Sure. It's different. So what we do is we build the franchise, the store itself, using our own resources. And then a person would buy it from us. And we also provide for everyone in-house finance. So this in-house finance that we provide for them is interest-free, which allows our people to own our franchise. And we also provide consignment stock for 6 months to all our franchisees. So to give you an example, the Agilitee Express opening in Kenya on the 21 is a franchise. We will be selling it to the first lucky Kenyan, and it will be followed because we took two shopping centers in Kenya. One will open in 3 months from now. One will open on the 21st of February. These are franchises. Agility doesn't sell products or solutions to the public. It does so through the franchising model, where we empower people.
Impressive. Let me take you back to where we started. And electromobility and EVs are quite a new concept to the African market. What's your vision with this, particularly for the East African market and Kenya in particular, as we bring the show to a close?
You see, I once said this to someone, Branji. We are at the apex of the strength of Africa. We've been the wealthiest economy in the world because of the natural resources we have. But unfortunately, when we came as Africans into power to rule and now even political power in Africa, it is unfortunate that there were already standards that were set. But with the EV, it's part of a new world order, which is very important for governments across the continent of Africa to say, we are going to jump into this because now Africa has an opportunity to play part. I mean, the governments also have an opportunity to play part in the creation of the infrastructure, which would now lead them to not just make money from taxing the industry, but make money because they are part of the formation of the industry. So our vision is not just to put out the infrastructure, because we can have these vehicles out there, Branji, but if people are not able to charge them, it's pointless. So we need to build the infrastructure. So the vision is to build the infrastructure, working with governments across the continent, so that it is easy for people to adopt EV. It will take time before people fully embrace it until we have proper infrastructure.
And that's the same conversation we've been pushing here in Kenya, because again, yes, we can talk about how EVs are changing the game and how they are more environmental friendly and all that kind of stuff. But you can't, for example, if you want to drive from, let me give you an example that is perhaps more relative to you. If you want to drive from, let's say, Pretoria to Cape Town, if that is practical, then you'd need some recharging points in between. I mean, if that can be handled, then we would be in a very good place, because President Biden of America launched, I think, a budget that was going to support electromobility service points. And of course, that also has to do with recharging and the spare parts and all that. And so it's a good thing to see. We have about 1 minute to go. Your parting shot about EVs in Kenya and Africa at large.
We have entered Kenya, and all I can tell Kenyans to brace themselves for a new move. It's called the Green Revolution. We are spearheading it, and we are going to create jobs. Those who lost jobs will be trained, because this is a new industry. East Africa will not be the same again, and to God alone be the glory.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Mandla Lamba.